So you always have a way of blending like feel-good vibes with a deeper meaning.
Yes, sir.
How did you strike that balance when making music like Alive?
I try to keep the beats happy where you can dance. So you could be dancing to a positive message. You could be dancing to a fun song and it's saying something good. So I just wanted people to feel good. It's a long time we haven't had this type of dancehall reggae music at radio.
Right.
And I wanted to break through with something that reminds people how sweet reggae and dancehall music is.
Now, in the song you say 2025 is going to be the year for you and I.
Right.
A lot of people, when they start off the year, they make their New Year's resolutions.
Yes, sir.
Did you make any yourself? How are they going?
I was supposed to make my little board, my little list, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't as yet because I was running all over the place, didn't get time to do it. But we always have certain goals that we would like to reach. Yeah, and we try to say, this year is going to be my year.
Right.
This year I'm going to do this. This year I'm going to do that, you know. So this is one of the years I just decided that I'm going to be back on the road, putting out music, giving people a real feel of the Caribbean again.
I love it. I love it. What are some things that make Mr. Vegas happy to be alive in 2025?
Well, my kids, of course, and just waking up and seeing another beautiful day.
Now that there's like such a focus on streaming numbers these days, why do you think it's important to, you know, you're doing a radio promo run. Why do you think it's important to get your song on the radio?
I think when you can manipulate the internet to an extent, I think it's more difficult to manipulate radio. I want my song to be authentic.
Okay.
If it's going to be a hit, let it be an authentic hit.
Right.
I don't want to get into the habit of, I put the song out and I have to spend thousands of dollars trying to show you that I'm streaming big numbers and all that. You know, I want the song to grow organically. And I think radio is one channel that many people have skipped past because there's the internet and there's an easier way. But it's no better feeling than me driving all the way from New York to Maine.
We love it.
And just to sit down with you.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe.
And I know like our listeners get excited because they're going to be like, once this interview goes up, they'll say, oh my God, I can't believe Mr. Vegas was in Maine. He came to my city. He came to my town.
Right.
I have a connection now with him.
Like I was walking down the street and I saw this Jamaican restaurant. And, you know, I was like, Jamaican restaurant in Maine. Yeah. And I went and the people were like, oh, Mr. Vegas in Maine. You know.
That's amazing.
Yes. So I like that vibe. I like the whole connective, you know, vibe where, you know, we just chat face to face than me calling you on a phone.
Yeah.
I be like, what's up, man? Yeah, you got my new single?
And like, I know a lot of people do Zoom interviews nowadays too as well, but I think the face-to-face thing is great. So you've been a staple in reggae and dancehall for decades. How does it feel to still be making music that connects with like your longtime fans and now you're gaining a new generation?
Well, that's the aim. That's the ambition to connect with the new generation. Yeah, to let them dance. You know, I think they're dancing less. I want some phones to be, put away and just dance.
Yeah.
You know, remember this dance like when Whitney used to say, I want to dance with somebody. Everybody just get crazy. And Michael Jackson just beat it. And people were just happy. Because there's so many things going on in the world. And if you can just, enjoy music at times, dance, enjoy music, put some, dancing on TikTok and those platforms, it takes away from some of the stress. Because stress is dangerous, The
video does a great job of that for Alive 2025. Fun, dancing in the streets.
In the market.
Yeah, it's great. So what's different about Mr. Vegas 2025 compared to the artist that you were when you dropped like Heads High? How have you evolved creatively over the years, you think?
I just think maturity and kind of knowing, being around the music for so many years, I think I've learned, how to put forward a beat that people can dance.
Right.
And I know to put forward a song that you find yourself singing.
Right.
I am blessed, and it's just happy.
Yeah.
Heads high, kill them with the nose. So I've learned over the years just to make music. Like Bob Marley, he was a great orator. What happened was he put, even though those messages were strong, but they were just one love, one heart, and you find yourself just singing. Yeah, three little birds. See that?
Classics.
It's a great message, But just when you hear three little birds, what do you think when you hear three little birds? You think of happiness.
Happiness.
What they're doing, chirping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how I learned over the years.
You mentioned like getting back to out there and just dancing, phones in the pocket. One of my favorite music directors growing up was Hype Williams, and he did Belly. And you're not only on the soundtrack with one of my favorite songs with DMX and Sean Paul. Yeah, Top Shotta. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're in that dance hall scene in the movie, right? With Sean Paul on stage?
Yeah. I mean, like 2 scenes in Belly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do you have any like memories of that time when you were on set that you could share?
Listen, growing up in Jamaica, very poor. Board house, none of the things that people, enjoy, the luxury. So I grew up really poor. So when I got the call that I was going to do a song with DMX, wow, you don't even understand how big that was.
I mean, we have a giant mural of him on the wall.
Yeah, man.
He's one of our favorites.
And he walked into the studio and we were like, yo, this DMX, man. So he came into the studio and he did his part. And then they said, we're going to where they're shooting the movie. So we went there and next thing we were in the movie. And I was like, I went to the theater, me and some friends, to watch the theater. And a girl I was checking out and thing, and she came with us. I was
like, hell of a way to impress her.
Yeah, man, and big movie star now. Yeah, man. So we went to the theater, and there I came up. Boom! The whole place was like, blah, blah, blah. It was such a great euphoric feeling, man.
That's crazy. How did that collab come about? How did you actually get together with Sean Paul DMX to make the song? Like, how did they tap into
Tony Kelly, who is one of our great producers.
Yeah.
He called us. He was the one who orchestrated the whole thing. So we went to the studio. He said, yo, I have an idea for you to do a song with DMX for a soundtrack. Okay. And boom, he started playing the beat, and he was the one who did the vocals and all that stuff. The lyrics of the vocals and all that stuff. And I went in and I did my part, and he called Sean Paul, and the whole thing just became magic.
I love it. I love that you showed up on set and then they put you in that movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Looking back, you've rocked stages all over the world. What's been your wildest or most memorable performance that you've had?
I think Japan. I went to Japan for Mighty Crown's anniversary, and it was over 30,000 people. It was crazy. The people just went wild. And why it is so memorable, because I remember growing up and looking at video cassettes. So I would get a chance to watch these tapes, and I saw like Ninja Man, one of our great performers, great dancehall artists. And I saw the greats, the Lieutenant Stitchie, all these artists. And when they went to Japan, and they just had the people going crazy. And, that moment for me was like, yo, I watched this and I'm actually doing it.
I've heard that Japan is crazy, especially from like a lot of hip hop artists too that go out there and perform. It's like they don't necessarily even know the language.
Their energy is next to none. Yeah,
is amazing.
Yeah.
So looking back at your journey, what's one lesson the music industry has taught you that you wish you knew earlier? Maybe some wisdom that you could pass down to a younger artist starting out.
The business side of it. I would have never signed my publishing to anyone. Keep your publishing. The money that they're going to offer, it's just an advance. Because you're just breaking. You're making money. Just get an administrator where you now have control. If someone wants to come in later on and give you a big advance, then at least you can take that advance and invest it into another business. I gave my publishing up 25% of my publishing for $5,000 because someone...
At that time, I'm sure you were like, $5,000
No, I was making more than that
really?
in dub plates.
Yeah.
I was just going to the studio and guys were just paying me to sing like dub plates, the sound system, customize the dubs. Yeah. I was going on with 5 times that because I was the hot artist at the time. I was the new kid on the block. So
did you feel like you were forced into signing that?
No,
like
people around us told us it was a misrepresentation.
Got you.
Told us that, you need someone to collect your publishing. This person is going to pay you some money. They're going to collect your publishing.
Okay.
But what they don't tell you, it's for a lifetime. It's in perpetuity.
You're still locked into that?
Still. All those songs, Head's Eye, all those songs, earlier songs, now you have a company owning those songs for life. That's one thing I would have taken back. Bob Marley Children somehow figured out a way to own his masters, and I think control his publishing, whatever they did. But it's just great to see how they are able to keep his legacy alive. When you sell everything, your generation, your kids, your family, they can't do nothing.
Going back to present day for the single Alive, is it part of an EP or a bigger project, or what's next for you?
Well, I'm watching and hoping that this is going to be the breakthrough because I'm skeptical of putting out a record, an album, on the back of just it's Mr. Vegas.
Right.
I want to drive you to the record. You're like, I like 2025 Alive.
Yeah.
What else is there? And that's how it used to be. We used to have a big record, then we get ready to put the album out or maybe another single. And people are more interested like, I want to check this album out.
Yeah, nowadays sometimes they'll just drop the album. They'll wait for streaming to dictate what's the big song going to be off the album, and then they go that route as opposed to dropping a single, maybe dropping 2 or 3 singles.
No, I want to go back
building
to
that momentum, and then...
I'm an old school guy. I want to go back to... especially since what I'm working on is more old school, oriented. Yeah, it's like more of 90s, early 2000 dancehall, Sean Paul type of dancehall, Beanie Man type of dancehall, Shabba Rankin type of dancehall. That's the type of dancehall I'm trying to put forward. So when I put this on, I want you to dance. But if I just throw it out there without any buzz, we would call it, then it may just fall flat.
In Maine, we have the Maine state motto, which is the way life should be. And I ask all the artists that come through this question in Mr. Vegas's words. What is the way life should be?
Just peaceful, and people just show love. Just love people and, have peace.
Perfect.
Yes, I.
Is there anything I missed that you wanted to
No,
mention?
we're good. We're on point.
We're good. I appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for your time. And like I said, we really appreciate you making the trip up here.
Man. Give thanks, man. It was a great drive up. We enjoyed the place. I actually don't want to leave because I have a stove in my hotel and I'm there cooking Jamaican food. So, yeah, Maine.
You got to tell me do you remember the name of the Jamaican spot that you stopped at?
I don't even remember the name. I just saw the colors and I just know, that's a Jamaican spot.
Go to that spot.
Yeah.